Cek sound ya. Ini Manda ya, Man? Sama Kemal. Dengar suaranya Mem nggak? Halo? Kemal, can you hear my voice? Suaraku bisa didengerin nggak ya? Is it audible? Cek, cek, cek. Am I audible? Suaraku bisa didengerin kalian nggak ya? Anyway. Oke, thank you. Thank you so much. Oke, nunggu 1 menit lagi. Already 2028 join in this Telegram Insta Live. So I already invite Mr. Dahlan to join in this Instagram Live. After he join, I would like to start this talk about sharing scholarship. Ada kakak kelas juga nih, Asma. Thank you, Mbak Isna. Mbak Isna is the winner of storytelling. Halo Mbak Isna. Bentar ya, nunggu Pak Dahlannya. Pak Dahlannya itu anyway sedang sakit sih, jadi tapi sudah bersedia mengisi di acara ini. Waiting him. Okay. Welcome back, Mr. Dahlan, to English Club of SMA Negeri Pekalongan. It's very nice to see you on cam. Can you hear me clearly, Pak Dahlan? Am I audible? Apparently, I cannot listen to your voice clearly. Anyway, can you hear my voice, Pak Dahlan? Oke, tapi suaranya saya nggak bisa dengar suara. I cannot listen to your voice anyway. Coba kalian ini ya, cek sound dulu ya. Where is it? Zanuba dan lain-lain. Can you hear Pak Dahlan voice? Would you please Pak Dahlan to maybe to say a greeting to my student first to check the sound? Oh, nggak bisa denger ya? Haifa, kamu dengar Pak Dahlan bicara nggak, Haifa? Bentar ya, eh, lagi di restart mungkin. Oke, before we continue, saya mulai aja ya. Jadi, actually I invite him. The reason why I invite him is because so far he what is it? Get three scholarships. The the recent scholarship that he already got is that the scholarship from LPDP, itu lembaga 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 dana dari Menteri Keuangan Indonesia, LPDP, to the Adelaide University in Aussie. That one is in 2020 and starting to study right now in February. Actually, tomorrow he start to study in Adelaide University. So he applied in 2020 and start to study there in this month. And previously, he also received the Monbuka Gakuso. It's a scholarship from Japan, from Max actually.
Hello.
Okay, I can hear your voice anyway. Okay.
Okay. Yokata
Okay.
Sorry, it happens a lot, with my gadget. Sometimes I don't know why the audio doesn't
Okay.
work sometimes, and I have to reload.
Okay. Thank you. Apart from your sickness that you felt, we really appreciate that you can come online here. So we really appreciate your kindness to do this kind of conversations. So I have already started before. Okay, but sorry, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So let me start by introduce Mr. Dahlan. So Mr. Dahlan, so he is right now being educator slash English teacher in SMA 1 Paninggaran in Pekalongan Regency. So the reason why my reason I invite him to give you what is insight about scholarship in other country is that because until right now, he received 3 outstanding. Can you hear me, Pak Dahlan?
Yes,
So,
yeah.
okay,
Okay.
thank you so
Oh my
much.
goodness,
And the
what's going
first,
on?
I already introduced you because you received 3 scholarships. It's all of them are outstanding. Congratulations anyway.
Thank
Then my
you.
first question is, okay. Then my first question is that what motivates you to study and learn in other country? Would you please do answer the question? Time
Well,
is yours, Pak.
okay, let me answer the first question. Well, I have two kinds of motives for that drives me why I really have a strong obsession to study abroad through scholarship. The first one is because the first kind of motive is personal motivation, and the second one is professional motivation. Uh, when it comes to professional motivation, I'm immersed in studying abroad because I want to, you know, broaden my horizon. I want to be well knowledged because, the knowledge, the science are developing, right? If we do not keep on updating, so we will be left behind. And then
Yes.
by getting knowledge from abroad, we can have a lot of perspectives. For example, I'm currently a teacher, and I've been a teacher since 2009. It's been a while, and I need to know about the perspective of education from other people from other nations. That's why international posture, international interaction in an international professional development program is necessary. And the second motivation is a personal motivation. You know, I was born in a very remote area, and Pulusi knows well. And exactly since I was born until I was around junior high school student, until I was junior high school student, I had no experience of wandering around more than the area where I was born. That's why I had a really high curiosity about how the world outside looks like. That's why I was obsessed with traveling around, not around the world. That's too much, maybe, and I'm not sure that I'm able to do that. But at least I have been obsessed with traveling to so many places to see how beautiful the creature of the God is, and etc. To see whether the picture of Mount Fuji is exactly the same beautiful as it is described in the videos or in the pictures. And so that's my personal motivation. So because I love traveling, and my professional motivation is that because I want to deepen my understanding, my knowledge about teaching, about education, and etc. And
Okay.
studying abroad, yeah, will help me much, enrich my knowledge. Yes, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. So I noted two important things that later on I would like to ask about this one. So the first thing, one that interesting for me, that we should update it, our knowledge and our insight, because the world is changing and we need to update ourselves to be learning more about what we have studied previously. And then the second one is about the personal reasons that you need to explore more about what's going on in the world. Right now, how many countries that you have already visited? You no, Aussie, Japan, Korea, South Korea. How many countries, Pak
Around,
Dahlan?
I think around 10 or 11, maybe
11. Okay, that's
10
really
or
cool.
11.
Actually, I want to know more about this, but before we continue on that those interesting points, I want to move on to the core of our occasion today, that is sharing your uh, scholarship experiences. I would like to start with the recent one, the LPDP one, LPDP
Yeah.
scholarship that you get. What is the step on what is the requirement and what is the LPDP is about? Maybe I know about it, and maybe some of these students already know about it, but you may just regard that we do not know. Maybe I think most of our students don't know about it. Would you please tell me about what is LPDP and the requirement, also the steps on you apply it? I wonder how long you prepare. Is it 1 year, 2 years, or is it just in a month? Okay. Would you please, Pak
Well, I
Dahan?
think well, I think I need to be an ambassador of LPDP to explain
Uh-uh.
about these ins and outs. Maybe not ins and
Uh-huh.
outs. It takes too long. It takes time. But talk about LPDP in brief. You guys have got to know that we are lucky. Our government since 2009, 2010 has allocated certain what's so-called as Dana Abadi Pendidikan. So the government has a goal in 2045. We have a golden 2045 is the 100th anniversary of our nation, right? So our founding fathers have a dream that in 2045 our nation will become maybe top 3 or top 4 world economic. We have potency for that, but in order that we achieve that dream, we have to prepare the generation, the human resources. That's why the government has allocated. Now the government has 71 trillion
Wow, a big
rupiahs,
amount.
yeah, for affording
Big amount,
the
maybe, but
students to take master and doctorate degree, both at domestic or international universities. So now I wonder if most of you are in the second grade or third grade or first grade.
the
But
first and second,
okay, but
I think. Yeah.
whatever it is, if you have already started thinking about studying or applying for a scholarship from now, that's good, yeah, because everything should be prepared in advance, something like that, right? Okay, so sorry, what's the point of the question? I wonder.
So
Sorry.
you have already answered how long, what is the LPDP is, and for further information, my student, you can go to lpdp.kemenku.go.id, ya, bisa langsung di
Yes.
lpdp.kemenku.go.id. Okay, the second question is the step by step how you apply
I
it.
see.
Before maybe you answer it. So some students come to me, they would like to apply, and they just prepare it on 1 month before the application. So I think, how do you think? So as far as I know, the one
No,
who accept is not enough, right? It's 1
not
year.
enough, I think.
1 year.
You
Okay.
know, well, actually, the rules of the application of LPDP is changing quite fluctuatively, quite dynamically, especially now because it is during the pandemic. There are some parts of the rules which are changed, updated, and etc. But principally, there are some things that we, as the applicants, have got to notice before we are applying LPDP. Number one is that we have to have good resume. Yeah? Hey, there is one thing to be noticed by everybody that LPTP scholarship is only for master degree and doctorate degree, not for bachelor degree. Yeah.
Yes.
For a
Okay.
bachelor degree, we have PDIC MISI, yeah, but for master degree and doctorate degree, LPTP. And then we have to have good resume. You know, resume is like your experiences in your outstanding experience in your field. For example, I'm a teacher and I want to apply for LPTP. I want to take a master degree, and then how to what is it? How to beautify, how to make my resume. What is it good? I've got to have a lot of experiences uh, in teaching, for example. Like I'm quite active in teacher professional organization, and then I also am enrolled in some social voluntary program, for example, and then something like that. Yeah. So it will enrich your resume. Yeah. For example, you are majoring in biology. You want to study master degree in Columbia University, USA, for example. If you have a lot of experiences in doing research dealing with biology, that will add good resume for you. And you will have to write down your resume when you are filling up the forms. You have got to make a curriculum vitae, right? CV right now. Yeah, include your experiences related to your field in that form, and it will be really, yeah, interesting by the reviewer. The reviewer will find it interesting. The second one is that we have got to assume that we go to what is it, interview step, right? Interview phase, yeah, when we um, apply for the scholarship. So you have got to be well trained. You have got to be well trained with doing interview. I myself have been learning about interview for many months, many years, and from many resources, from YouTube, and then from books, and from experiences as well. You know what? I failed several times applying for a scholarship, and those yeah, and I learned a lot from why I failed in the interviews, and you know, and I figured out, I discovered good article about how to ace interview, and I practiced it, and I made it. But for me now, interview is I can say the the least difficult phase of scholarship application. I think it's the less challenging phase of scholarship application because I've been really familiar with how to deal with interview. So you need to, yeah, to take a lot of exercise in doing interview or something like that. I think that's it. I think.
Okay, I would like to ask a little bit more. Okay, guys, if you want to ask question, just let me know. You can just text the comment into this Instagram live. I would also like to greet to Mbak Elve. Hello Mbak Elve. Mbak Elve is debate coach from SMA 2 Semarang ya. Thank you for joining us. Good resume. So it's not just one night work. So although it's just maybe it's not only a resume itself actually, but the experience of resume itself, it's take years, right? So I can note that so it's not only academic one, but also organizations experience and also voluntary experience, right? Is that right?
Can I add one more point?
Yes, please.
Okay. The scholarship provider are interested in the scholarship provider have a high preference to the applicants who have demonstrated something like voluntary programs, something like that, because they consider that if you can do something without being paid, so you are entrusted to be given an investment, right? Because affording your study through scholarship is part of investment from the scholarship providers. And the scholarship providers, for example, in this case, is LPTP, wants to give the investment, want to invest the money to the right person. So if you are really experienced in doing like community service and then a voluntary program, so you will have a high preference to be, yeah, to be
Candidate
qualified. Yes, to be candidate. And
qualified.
then maybe you are too much obsessed with gaining flying, what is it, satisfactory marks
GPA
in,
or academic
yeah.
one.
But that, yeah, that's good, but that's not the only thing that determining your success in applying for a scholarship. Your experience in joining organization is really, really highly appreciated and also well considered, because those who join organizations are considered to be tough, to have a problem solving skill, to have critical thinking skill, and to survive. And those kind of things are really important for everybody, to if they want to study abroad, because the survival skill is really, really necessary. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I can resume is that good resume. It means that it's not only academic one, aka GPA, but it's also organization one and voluntary one. Saya bahasa Indonesia kan ya guys. Ini belum ada yang tanya. Maksudnya memang sudah betul-betul jelas atau mungkin tidak tahu.
I think they
Saya
understand
resume dulu
already.
ya. Oke, tapi nggak apa-apa deh saya bahasa Indonesia kan. Jadi untuk syarat pertama itu good resume atau good curriculum vitae atau biodata whatsoever. Itu yang pertama requirement-nya is not only academic one ya. Jadi dan persiapannya itu walaupun mungkin misalkan pendaftaran bulan Januari, untuk mengetiknya saja mungkin bisa, tapi untuk mempersiapkannya dilihat dari persyaratannya itu kita bisa sampai banyak sekali ya, karena ini ada akademik, yaitu kalau ini kuliah berarti GPA, kalau kalian mau S1 berarti nilai rapot, but it's not only that, also organization experience and also voluntary experiences. Why? Pak Dahlan said because the one who give you scholarship want that this scholarship is not only beneficial for you, but this candidate, this awardee can share his experience, his skill, his professional thing that he or she got from the scholarship would be spreaded to the community that maybe he or she joined before. For example, Pak Dahlan, join in some organization, some professional organization such as MGMA, also in voluntary organization. Itu ya. Ini nggak tahu artinya, tadi aku udah jelasin ya. Tadi, oke, memang ada yang nggak tahu artinya sih anyway. Jadi gitu, yang persyaratan pertama itu good resume. Intinya harus mempersiapkan, itu yang pertama nilai akademis, tapi nilai akademis saja itu tidak cukup, tapi juga harus ada pengalaman organisasi dan juga pengalaman volunteering, sukarelawan gitulah. Kalau Pak Dahlan as far as I know tuh sukarelawannya masih ada kaitannya dengan bahasa Inggris dan lingkungan ya, di yang setahu aku sih ya, di grade apa tuh grade or something ya, kalau nggak salah. Kenapa demikian? Supaya ilmunya itu nggak hanya di Pak Dahlan saja, tapi Pak Dahlan itu setelah pulang dari Jepang kemarin kemudian bisa menularkan ilmunya yang didapat dari Jepang ke misal secara profesional di organisasi profesionalnya, dan secara volunteer bisa menularkan ilmu-ilmu ke organisasi yang sudah, dan itu juga untuk survive, to prove the survival skills gitu ya Pak Dahlan ya, komunikasi. So kalau kayak gini Pak Dahlan, kalian lebih suka pakai bahasa Inggris atau pakai bahasa Indonesia sih guys? Nggak ada yang tanya,
English, yeah.
Kalau mau nanya silahkan di Indonesia aja ya.
No, English is better, I think, because this
English.
is easier, right?
It should be in English ya, because ini English club.
English club.
English club. Masa pakai bahasa Indonesia sih. Oke, did you decide to choose Australia to study, not other countries? Was there any specific reason? Oh, ini Mbak Anissa Tul. I think it's previously LPDP juga nih, LPDP awardee. Hai Mbak Anissa tuh, if I'm not mistaken ya, she also receive. Aku lebih suka pakai mem yang nggak bisa sayang, Aditya Nisa, oke. Okay. Mbak Anissa tuh also LPDP awardee, if I'm not mistaken. Silahkan Pak Dahlan.
Well, actually, when we apply for LPDP and when we are awarded the scholarship, we have chance to choose one among three options. It can be three different countries, or it can be three different universities within the same country. But my first choice was Adelaide, Australia, because I believe that it was the easiest, the easiest, yeah. You know, I relied on educational consultant to apply for it, so I don't have to be hectic to apply for the to get the LOA, or letter of acceptance. And the second choice was the University of British Columbia, Canada, my second choice. And the third one was the University of Helsinki, Finland. I made up my mind to choose Australia simply because it was the easiest to apply. I think I need to let you know ITP. You know ITP? It's an educational consultant that
Yes.
serves you up how to apply for the university. Yes. And I didn't do the application by myself. I rely on them. That's the easiest. If only there had been educational consultant who facilitated me to apply for the University of British Columbia, Canada, maybe that's the option that I would have taken. So that's the first reason is a matter of easiness. Yeah. The second one is that Australia is quite close from here. So, for example, I feel homesick, I can just book a flight and then go to Jakarta, and then from Jakarta to Pekalongan, and it's gonna be. And the flight tickets are quite affordable, right? To Australia compared to Europe, compared to Canada, it's gonna be very costly. So that's the second reason. The third reason is that I'm quite familiar with Australia since in 2015. I also had a scholarship to join the short course program in Queensland. So I feel like I already embraced
your second homeland.
Not really. That's too much. Yeah. So I've already had a lot of friends in Australia. Yes.
Okay.
So that's the reason. Yeah.
Okay. Mbak Anissa is LPDP awardee in US as far as I know. Yeah. So it's Ascarlo
really?
2000. Yes. Yeah. One day I would like to invite Mbak Anissa to have conversation like this. Thank you Mbak Anissa for joining us. I think Mbak Anissa udah paham banget sih. Saya jadi nggak enak malah. Hai Mbak Anissa. Okay. Next, before moving to scholarship in Japan, I would like to ask you more about the interview. The interview one. How many interview steps how many interview steps? How many interview that in LPDP? How many? Please. Berapa kali interview?
There were two kinds of interviews. The first one, in LPDP, the interview stage has a certain term. Test substansi, yes, the substantial test, yeah. So it comprises two kinds of interviews. The first interview is regarding with with academic, and the second interview is regarding with our nationalism, yeah, our nationalism and our knowledge about citizenship, etc. So in every kind of interview, there is certain tips, yeah, certain tips how to ace it. Like for example, in academic interview, there will be 3 panel interviewers. The first one is academician, and the second one is the psychologist, and the third one is someone from LPDP. I'm not sure. Yeah, and maybe you'll find that the questions are simple, but the point
How
is that,
long did it take anyway?
well, actually, there is no, what is it? It varies from one participant to,
Okay,
it
okay.
varies from one, yeah, contestant to other. Like, I had 40 minutes for one, for this academic interview, and my friend had only 20 minutes, and
Okay.
my other friends have had 50 minutes, 35 minutes, yeah, so different, yeah. And there is no guarantee that, for example, my interview lasts very short, so it means that I failed. No, there is no guarantee, something like that. Or my
Mhm.
interview has lasted very long, so I may fail or something like that. No, there's no guarantee. Yeah, yeah, something
So
like
it
that.
varies from one. So there is two stages of interview. The first one is academic one, the one related with something like citizenship, kebangsaan, and etc. Is there any written test that you have in LPDP?
Yeah, I I joined. I did application before the pandemic, so there is one stage of tes TPA, tes potensi akademik. Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So if you are familiar with arithmetics and then what is that psychological test, you'll be able to survive. But actually, I had to take a course to take this test because I'm not really good at that.
No,
You know,
you good enough, but you are perfectionist. I think so. You have to be
not really.
prepared well.
Actually, you know, I only, yeah, I barely passed the grade, passed the passing grade.
Uh-huh.
Seriously.
Oh, really? So, ya oke. Jadi mem resume ya. Tadi ada resume, ada interview. Interviewnya ada dua. Yang satu tentang kebangsaan, kemudian kewarganegaraan dan lain sebagainya. Something like that. Kemudian interviewnya tuh yang satunya tentang yang relate dengan akademik ya, mungkin yang linear gitu dengan yang dipelajari atau mungkin yang jurusan yang mau diambil. Terus ada satu lagi tes tertulis, tes TPA. Ini kok muridnya Mem Uci kok ini kok jadi nggak kritis ya? Ini nggak ada pertanyaan lagi gitu. Ini Mbak Anissa ini alumni loh anyway. Kalah sama malu sama alumni nih. Anyway, Miki nih ini alumni juga nih HIUGM pada joining this interview. Kemudian Pak Dahlan, is there any what is it? So any other preparation that is not included in the stage, but you really have to what is it prepare before maybe you depart from here. For example, relating to art and traditional dance of Indonesia or cooking, or is there any what is it something that you need to prepare from before you go to Japan or Aussie? Maybe it's not in the stage of test, yeah, it's not part of inter, but uh, in the way you arrive there, at that time you arrive there, you need to do that. So can you explain about that, about traditional dance, maybe song or traditional food that you maybe should master before you came into Japan or Aussie, or tell me your experience, please.
Well, like when I did a short course program in the University of Southern Queensland, so the short course was about culture and education. That's the theme. The theme was culture and education. That's why every participant needed to be able to perform a certain cultural performance. So I had to be able to dance actually at that time. So I really did practice dancing, and I did performing the dancing in front of people in Australia. And even I, not I, we visited several schools like Harristown State High School and then Darling Heights School and etc. We did performing a dance in front of students, and they got really they got really what
Interested.
is it? Yeah, interested. Yeah, excited because it is first time for them to know people dancing in that way, right? Using a traditional outfit like that. Yeah.
Is there any
So
food festival there? Food festival or cultural festival?
Yes, we had.
both
Yeah, we
in
had.
Japan and Australia.
Yeah,
Okay.
especially in Japan, I joined a lot of international festivals. We um, we Indonesian Student Association also held a kind of Indonesian festival. We invited lots of foreigners to see to come and join our event. Yes.
Oke. Jadi ini saya mix dengan bahasa. Oke, how did you? Oke, ini keep dulu ya. Ini saya kesimpulan dulu. Ini ada pertanyaan dari Rehan. Saya keep dulu pertanyaan Rehan. Ini jadi kan saya 2 tahun di Semansa ya. Itu beberapa anak yang mau beasiswa itu bener-bener kayak injury time gitu. Dia nggak tahu mereka tuh harus prepare apa aja. Satu step aja itu udah Pak Dalan lagi demam ya. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Pak Dalan actually masih demam tinggi. Sorry. Um, Preparing itu ada tes IELTS-nya nggak sih Pak Dahlan? Is there any
Yes,
IELTS
of
test?
course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
IELTS test itu takes, if you success in at once, itu take several months ya. Untuk beberapa jadwalnya itu kan nggak tiap bulan ya. Jadi murid-murid saya itu benar-benar yang injury time banget. Jadi ini kenapa saya mengundang penerima beasiswa. Jadi itu nggak 1 bulan sebelum. Kebanyakan itu malah 1 tahun atau 2 tahun ya, sepaham saya. Karena itu harus mempersiapkan IELTS-nya atau TOEFL test-nya. Itu iya kalau sekali jadi. Dan jadwalnya itu kan nggak sewaktu-waktu ada. Ya, tidak sewaktu-waktu ada. Dan kalau kita menunggu untuk 1 kali tes TOEFL menunggu waktu hasilnya itu kan 2 minggu. Itu kalau sudah IELTS-nya udah 7,5. Nanti kalau belum mesti ngulangi lagi. Dan untuk IELTS test berapa Pak biayanya Pak itu sekarang? Oh, berapa dolar itu
Berapa ya?
kemarin?
I spent around 3 million rupiah.
3 million. 3 million
Yeah, I think
for
so.
IELTS.
In 2018, yes.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I think it's still the same. Yeah.
Okay.
The
Okay.
cost is still the same, I think.
Okay. So for Australia, it should be IELTS, not TOEFL.
Yes.
Should be IELTS. Okay.
I think so.
Most of
It can be.
countries right now.
Yes,
Could be.
most countries, yes.
Most
But the countries
countries
like,
IELTS.
but some universities in Japan and Korea, they receive TOEIC as well, I think.
Okay.
But
Okay.
not many. Some, yeah.
I think as far as I read the scholarship, the requirement is IELTS, not TOEFL, yeah. But yeah, some universities still use TOEFL anyway. Okay, now come to Faras, Mas Raihan, thank you for the question. How did you manage your time between school and your preparation for scholarship? Maybe manage your time between day-to-day working, teaching, because right now Pak Dahlan has already in professional field. He is a teacher anyway, so maybe manage your time between working and preparation for scholarship.
So this question is for what I did before I got the scholarship, right? When I was preparing for that, right? Well, I think I didn't have any problem with doing the both perfectly. Yes, teaching is my passion, and I like it so much. And preparing for scholarship while doing teaching is not really a big burden for me. So, like for example, I do teaching from the morning until the afternoon, and then I prepare the documents for applying for the scholarships during the evening. So that's still manageable, I think. Yes. And then there are some things on the preparation of scholarship that I've already prepared for before. Like, for example, I don't have to prepare for the interviews because I've already prepared for that long time ago. So yeah, right. So I only need to prepare for the documents, and it doesn't take much time. Yeah.
Okay. Now I think we move to the Monbuka Gakuso scholarship. So is this not master degree? The master degree one is the one you get from US right now. That one is short course, not really short, because it's 1 and a half. Okay,
Short but
so
long.
short but long. So at that time, I still remember that you on that year you received what is it, 2 scholarship in Australia and also in Japan. Okay, the first time is my question. I think what is the difference requirement between Japan and Australia?
Well, the
The
well,
difference.
actually, do you mean the scholarship of Monbusho and Australia?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, the Monbukagaku's scholarship was a non-degree program, so I had to take a short, short but long course. Short, I can say short, but it's very long. 1.5, 1.5 years is a really long time for what's so-called short course. So there is no significant difference. The requirements are pretty the same. I mean, we have got to have TOEFL. Yeah, at the time I still use the TOEFL, not IELTS. Yeah. And then the same for the short course in Queensland. I also used TOEFL at the time because the both scholarships were non-degree programs, so they still accept TOEFL instead of IELTS. Yeah, something like that. And the tips how to deal with those scholarships are pretty the same.
Oke. Tadi jawabannya Faras ya Raihan ya. Jadi kalau sesuatu yang kalau kita mengerjakannya dengan passion because you like it and it is part of your vision, jadi ya no burden ya. Enjoy aja. Jadi ya manage-nya mungkin pagi working, kemudian sore gitu persiapan dokumennya dan juga interview yang latihan bertahun-tahun ya. Oke. Ini it's interesting ya. Some of my student, ada pertanyaan lagi nggak guys? Oke. Atau pertanyaan saya sudah mewakili? Ada beberapa pertanyaan lagi. So, in the last speaking sessions that I conducted in my class ya, morning class, so most of my student, what is it? A big fan of Jerome.
Jerome. Nihongo mantapu ne.
Ya. Oh, ini interesting. How do you know you found your passion? Ini jadi kenapa Mem invite Pak Dahlan, karena sebagian besar tuh kayaknya suka Jepang dan suka ini di Mantapu itu, Jerome Pauline itu. Oke, ini ada pertanyaan dulu. How do you found your passion?
How do you know you found your passion is when you find yourself happy in doing something. Yeah, for example,
nge-lag nih guys. Nge-lag nggak di kalian nih? Kayaknya nge-lag deh. Untuk nih, oke. Nge-lag Pak tadi Pak.
Okay. So first one, we have got to define what passion is. Passion for me is not something that we are really good at, but something that we would spend hours doing that. Yeah, for example, and we enjoy it. Yeah, for example, you like cooking. For example, you like cooking. You do cooking. Sometimes you don't care about spending a lot of money for buying the ingredients, etc. And you find it fun. You find it joyful. So that's our passion. Like I'm passionate about teaching, for example. So yeah, I would spend the whole day teaching actually if I can, yeah. But yeah, not in a yeah, that's passion, yeah. So how just ask yourself, what do you find joyful in doing? If you find what's that, like making video is joyful, that might be your passion, yeah.
Kak Dahlan ada fans baru. Oke. Okay. So as far as I know, I think Pak Dahlan is also still doing a lot of sport. Yeah, it's not something a person like a geek, like reading books all the time. I think just managing between work and document to scholarship and also doing sport and still, what is it, do a lot of traveling around the world. So I think perfect and can manage time well, yeah, and balance. I mean, between what is it, uh, work and also others. And also one thing, ini pakai bahasa Indonesia aja nih biar kena banget. Pak Dahlan itu juga secara spiritual ya, as far as I know juga bagus. Jadi kalau azan di
No, really.
tengah-tengah rapat itu juga rapat di tengah-tengah rapat itu juga langsung langsung sholat ya. Yang saya tahu karena saya beberapa tahun bekerja dengan Pak Dahlan ini. Jadi itu ada aspek yang mungkin ada campur tangan Tuhan ya untuk di semua aspek sih menurutku di pekerjaan atau dimanapun ini benar-benar yang kita andalkan bantuannya, bantuan dari Tuhan ya. Jadi ini memang kalau adzan tuh langsung nggak kayak aku molor-molor gitu. Nah, balik lagi ke pertanyaan ya, experience in Japan. Mungkin sama ya stepnya. Kemudian, what is the difference between education in Japan and Indonesia? Kalau persyaratannya kan mungkin tadi hampir mirip-mirip lah ya. Aduh, aku banyak pertanyaan banget sih Pak, actually. Sebelum ke pertanyaan, kayaknya mewakili. Soalnya tadi udah ada yang WA gitu, nitip pertanyaan. Tadi itu pertanyaannya perbedaan pendidikan di Jepang dan Indonesia. Kedua, oh ya, kalau nggak bisa bahasa Jepang tuh gimana Pak? If we, setahu aku tuh kan ada tes in, what is it, Japanese ya. How if, yes, we actually cannot do it. We really do not know about Japanese. Is it okay or is it not okay?
Well, actually, if you want to study in Japan, we can choose to join an international class because in Japanese universities they have international class where which the means of the communication is English, not Japan. And I have several friends who have been 4 years, 5 years studying in Japan, but they cannot speak Japanese quite fluently. Yes.
So,
yeah, because
so it's okay. So it is okay if you cannot do that.
That's fine. Yeah, you can join the international class. Yeah, but if you want to join the what is it, the Japanese class? Yeah, you have to improve your Japanese. Yeah.
Except maybe if the subject is Japanese literature, then you have to learn that. Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah,
others, it's okay. Okay. Jadi requirement. Jadi kalau mungkin nggak apa-apa sih, nggak. Tapi nanti ada kursusnya ya Pak ya, 6 month language class if I'm not mistaken.
はい、6ヶ月ぐらいね、intensive Nihongo. Okay, okay. So, for example, although you join international class, you'll be given a chance to join the Japanese courses, maybe 1 or 2 a week. But that's optional. That's optional, yeah. But that's optional, yeah. But you don't have to take a course. You don't have to you don't have to take a course, Japanese course, because you are living in the middle of Japanese, right? Just force yourself to speak up. Use YouTube, use Google Translate, etc. You can still survive.
So the Japanese itself is not used in class, but using in the day-to-day life.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. How to find the right mentor for your personal statement? Good question.
Yeah. I forgot something that I should have mentioned before. That in every study program, in every scholarship, we have to write a personal statement or statement of purpose. Yeah, there are study. What is it? Statement of purpose or personal statement. And this is a question for Aisha. Okay. So, okay. So in writing a personal statement, there are things that we have got to include. The first one is that we have to prove that we have already done something outstanding, something excellent in our field, and we have been doing something, and we have a clear plan about what will we do upon the completion of the program. So in a personal statement, basically, we have got to include what we have done, what we are doing, and what we will do in the future related to our field. These three aspects, must be clear. Yeah, if you can prove that you have done something, so it's gonna be convincing. Yeah, like for example, when I was making a personal statement for applying for the teacher training program on Buko Kakusho, I wrote that the thing that I have done, something like I have become the chief of English Teachers Forum, and I did a lot of programs to empower the teacher fellows to improve the professional development of the fellow teachers. And then what I've been doing, for example, conducting some seminars in this organization, the seminars that will be enriching the teachers' horizon, the teachers' knowledge. And I also wrote down the plan of what I would like to do upon the completion of the program. Like I would apply what I studied from Japan in my school at least, and also disseminate these ideas through best practice seminars to the fellow teachers. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's it. That's the point.
Is that answer your question, Mbak Aisyah? Sambil nunggu Mbak Aisyah menjawab ya, move on to what is the difference between education in Japan and in Indonesia? Do you think?
The difference between education in Japan and Indonesia? Well, actually, this question is too general. Not really, not pretty different from between the both. I think I have found, yeah, because in terms of systems, we pretty much the same. We have a lot of exams in Japan. There are also exams, and but the difference. I think the significant difference is on the emphasis of the importance of character building. Yes.
Character building.
Character building. Yes. In Japan, the students when the primary students, like the kindergarten students, they were introduced to be good. They were trained to be good citizens, like how to queue up, how to dispose the rubbish in the proper place.
They categorize the garbage into
yes, and
what
how
is
to
it?
communicate
10 or more.
And how to communicate with the elders. So they were trained about that, and they have got to. They also take turn serving each other. For example, the day they become the server. Because the kindergarten students, they have meal at schools, right? And the schools provide the meal for them. Yeah. And some students will become the servers, will be serving, and the other students will be served, something like that. So yeah.
Okay. So it's about building character building. Ini ada titipan pertanyaan nih. Number one, how is the Muslim life in Japan? Ini kalau Australia nggak bisa dijawab ya, karena ini belum dijalani nih actually yang Australia nih. Atau sudah ya waktu di Queensland ya. How is the Muslim life there in Japan and Australia? Can we maybe do our activity quite well and etc. Yang kedua, question number 2 nih titipan ini, is the scholarship that we receive is enough for day to day and etc. Is it enough for us to survive there?
Oh yeah. Before I jump to this question, I want to say something to Mbak Aisyah. Yeah. Actually, the question is how to find the right mentor. If that question is your personal question, you can find me as your mentor. If you want to
Oke, bisa.
write a personal statement, nanti boleh itu ya hubungi saya kalau misalkan ada keperluan bikin personal statement itu ya. Boleh nggak
Nanti
masalah. Free.
nanti tak bagi nomornya di ini English Club atau enggak ya? Nanti bisa nanya aja di DM-nya
Okay.
English Club, boleh deh tak kasih
Sure.
nomornya. Oke.
Okay. The life of Muslim, right? All right.
Mhm.
The life of Muslim in Japan. Yes, I lived in Japan for 1 year and a half, and I felt like Japan was really tolerant,
Very
tolerant
tolerant.
countries. Yes, we're tolerant. Yes, sangat-sangat tolerant sekali ya. And then since 2015, the Japanese government has tried their best to provide facilities for Muslims, like providing a special space for praying in the most major airports like Kansai Airport, Haneda Airport, etc. And they also try to provide a space for praying for Muslims in the big stations, something like that, because they wanted to welcome the Muslim visitors. And that effort was part of their program to welcome the Olympic 2020. Yes, yes. Tapi kan, but because of the pandemic, the event was canceled, right? But yes, but believe me, Japan is really welcoming Muslim, and we have no problem with practicing our belief in Japan. Yeah, and I also sometimes did praying in the park, for example, and nobody cared about that. Something that will make us feel inconvenienced that when we are like praying in the public places, and then people will notice us. Will Hey, who's that? What are they doing? It will make us inconvenient, right? But in Japan, it doesn't happen. People just don't care. That's their business. Okay. But in Australia, actually, I found that, yeah, Islamophobia was quite serious there. Yeah, Islamophobia is quite serious. So I remember at the time when I was in the campus in the University of Southern Queensland. I had to lock the door of the musola, and it was by the instruction of the what is it of
Authority?
the campus authority. Yes,
Okay.
please,
Mhm.
when you are inside, please lock the door. Why? You don't ask that. So I've got to do that. Yes, because yeah. So in terms of tolerance, Japan is
Maybe better
much
than
better than,
Australia.
yeah, in terms
Okay.
of that's my personal, yeah. I don't mean to
Mhm.
offend anyone. Yeah, that's my personal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But doesn't mean that there are not. Yeah, it is maybe just certain people. Yeah, not all. Maybe or in Australia, it's not some Australian people still tolerant, but it's just some people not
Yes.
tolerant. Yes. Okay. Okay. Oke, is there still any question about that? Ini sih banyak yang izin ya, karena sebetulnya jadwal kita itu adalah besok ya. Tapi karena besok udah mulai kuliah padahalnya, jadi kita move ke sini. Jadi ada beberapa yang izin karena memang bukan jadwalnya sih hari ini. Anyway, kalau is there still any question? Masih ada pertanyaan nggak? Tapi nanti insya Allah aku save si ini supaya nanti bisa didengerin lagi. Is there still any question? Uangnya cukup nggak itu tadi? Anyway,
Yeah.
the money. Titipan pertanyaan nih, takut banget nih.
Like in the case of Monbuka Gakusho, the monthly stipend or the monthly living allowance was enough. Yes, the Japanese government must have calculated the cost of living in that city, right? That's why it is enough. Yes, and
So it is
also
the okay. The
LPDP.
allowance is LPDP is okay, please. What?
Uh, uh, when it comes to LPDP, well, the monthly living allowance from one country and one city is different from others, right? And it's
Oh,
dependent
okay.
on the cost of living. And the LPDP has already must have done a
Calculated.
research, yeah, calculated, yeah, precisely.
So it depends on the city. For example, maybe the big city like Melbourne and
Yes, yeah,
yeah,
for
it's
Australia,
different, yeah.
yeah, the Melbourne and Sydney have the same was the monthly allowance, but the other cities
Mhm.
like Brisbane and Adelaide, they, yeah, much cheaper, yeah.
But yeah, enough, yeah. It also depends on the what is it for depends on
Lifestyle, yeah.
the lifestyle, ya. Tapi biasanya mahasiswa Indonesia
Mm.
irit-irit. Oke. Masih bisa untuk traveling juga loh Pak Dahlan ke Korea Selatan waktu itu ya.
Iya.
Masih ada pertanyaan nggak ini? Kayaknya udah nggak ada pertanyaan nih.
Oke.
Okay. Thank you so much. If there is no more question, well, I would like to close this session, but really we do apologize for the disturbing your time, your recovering moment, because you
No
are sick
worries.
actually. We do apologize for our mistake, and also we do appreciate your kindness to share your experience here in English class, English Club Talk ya. First
Okay.
episode ya. Ini first episode ini about scholarship. Next episode itu tentang work and etc. This is the first ini premiere Pak pertama. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay.
See you around. Success for your study. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. See you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you so much. Udah ya, aku leave ya. Okay. Thank you ya guys. Sudah boleh leave ya. Thank you so much for attending this ECC Talk. Thank you so much. Oke, Aisyah nanti hubungi Mem aja ya. Tak kasih nomornya Pak Dahlan ya. Oke, you're welcome, Anda. Bisa motivasi ya. Oke, bisa live nggak apa-apa, live ininya. Saya masih. Oke, you're welcome. My pleasure. Oke, live aja nggak apa-apa.